Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Adjacent. It's Shelly here. Jody is busy with work and family duties, so you get me and Jordan co-hosting today. But a quick intro, we are going to introduce you to Dr. Sarah Kyle. She is a local Austinite. We actually found out that we both went to Johnston, which is very exciting. Jordan Cannon, our producer, is going to be co-hosting with us. Very excited about that. And we just thought this was timely. Dr. Sarah Kyle is focused on relationships in her practice. She has a website called getdateable.com, and we can't wait to learn everything she has to share with us. We thought this was timely with our Single Ready to Mingle to discuss dating tips and guidelines and get the tips from the experts on building relationships, maintaining relationships. And so check out Dr. Sarah Kyle. Her website is Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, Kyle.com. All of this information will be in the notes as always. And getdateable.com is about dating. So very exciting, and enjoy.
Adjacent, very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT, adjacent.
Welcome back to Adjacent. Shelly's here with Jordan, and we have Dr. Sarah Kyle in the house. Dr. Kyle, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thanks. I'm so happy to be here, Shelly. I am a therapist. I've been in private practice for about 25 years, and the clients that I work with are typically high-functioning folks doing really well in their lives, and they just need someone to bounce things off of and need an objective person to get feedback from. The last few years, I think post-COVID, I noticed a spike in folks coming into my office and really just being discouraged by the dating process. They were holed up in their houses for COVID, and when they came out of it, there was this, giant rush to online dating, and people are finding it generally just dissatisfying. And so I decided then that I would create a program that was specifically focused on helping people feel more successful in that process and figuring out what was stopping them from being successful in the dating process.
I think this is so interesting, doing the Single Ready to Mingle and asking these single friends about what are your expectations? What are you looking for in a partner? And they're like, I don't want them to stink. I don't want them.
The bar is low.
The bar
I hope
is
they
so
brush their teeth.
I hope they
Yes.
actually. It would be great if he had a job. If he's not homeless, that would be lovely. And it's like, what happened? What is out there? Why is the bar so low right now?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think people have lowered the bar because they have filtered through hundreds of candidates, and they're all terrible. And I'm not sure, because I have some theories about what's happening, and I'm formulating, more concrete research about it as I go. But yeah, I think you're right. The bar has gotten really low. Like, does he have a driver's license? Okay, I'll date him. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so mind-blowing, and we've just been baffled by it. And then the older gals, and I know you see one of my friends who's not single, and that's who introduced us. But I mean, the older gals are like ready to play, and the older men are hesitant. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm scared to say any of this out loud. Is somebody going to say I'm part of the patriarchy? I'm scared to really verbalize what I feel and say. Are you seeing that in your practice?
So much. I think this is a phenomenon. I have 2 sons that are adults, and I see this in them that, the pendulum was so far to one side for, centuries, where men could say and do whatever they wanted to and get away with it and, treat women really poorly. And then the pendulum swung all the way to the other extreme where, to be fair, it's okay for them
It was time.
to walk a thin line for a minute. But what's happened is that now men are, like you said, they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And one of my sons is newly dating someone, but has been single for a while. And he's also a very shy person. And he is so scared of saying the wrong thing. And like, how do I talk to someone? I'm afraid she's going to look at me and say, "Ooh, creeper, why are you talking to me?" And I would say like, "Hey, just say something like nice sweater," or something like that. And he was like, "No, I would never say that to someone," because she would think I was like crossing her boundaries. And I think that we've made it so hard for because the pendulum has swung so far the other way, we've created a situation that's not really good for men.
Agreed. And I've even seen some people post as like, this creepy guy just said, "Hey, I like your haircut," and it's like he's a creepy guy now.
Yeah.
And you're blasting this all over social media, and so everybody's scared. Everybody's scared.
So what is the right way to start a conversation with someone? And when you get into, I don't know how you can edit this out if you need to, but thinking also about people getting into sexual situations with other people, and that, again, for so long, the pendulum was one way where consent was not asked for nor given before someone proceeded with getting sexual with someone. Now it's become this thing that is so not sexy. It's like, well, can I hold your hand? Well, can I touch your leg? And that's not sexy. And so the key to this is paying attention. Is someone leaning into you? Or are they pulling away from you? If you're leaning in to hug someone or kiss them, are they leaning toward you? Or are they pulling back? It's more about just paying attention to what the other person wants rather than, having to ask for specific consent every step along the way. And I think that that's a situation that we've created because there was no consent for so long that now we've gone too far the other direction. And it's not sexy.
It's not sexy, and I feel for I have 2 adult sons as well, and one of my children, he struggles with depression primarily because he is not happy being a white man, and he's like, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy out here, and he's like, I don't know how to navigate this. I didn't choose to be the white guy, but I don't know how to navigate it. And so I think it's so interesting how far the pendulum's gone. And I understand the need for the pendulum to flip for sure. But I've even seen a movie where it's like a sci-fi movie where they're starting to have sexy time and they both have to have this approval thing they have to touch to before they can move forward. And I understand that. And, that's a little easier to handle than, "Hey, is it okay if I touch your hand? Do you mind if I touch you right here? Can I touch your shirt?" I mean, that just has to be so awkward. And an older gal right here, I want somebody that's going to grab me and put me against the wall and like,
I hear that so often.
Yeah.
And I hear that from younger women as well. And I think we created a bad situation with good intentions, we accidentally created a bad situation.
Yeah.
And I think the key is paying attention to the other person that you're with.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Is that part of your program? Are you explaining that?
Absolutely. Yes. And also thinking about typical gender like stereotypes that, that men should be the aggressors or men should be the ones leading things, and teaching women that it is okay to speak up for yourself. And it is like, if you want to kiss someone, kiss them. If you want to ask someone on a date, ask them on a date. You don't have to wait around.
Agreed. And we hear that with the older women, but with the younger women are still like, I don't know. Go ahead, Jordan.
This is exactly what I was about to say. Is I am guilty of it in the single ready to mingle conversations. Is it seems the older women are just willing to come up straight up, say yes, like, I'm down, let's do it, I'm ready. Whereas like even me in my interview, I was like, well, yeah, but like you don't feel confident saying that still to this day. Like, as a 32-year-old woman, I'm not confident just saying like, yes, I'm DTF. It's more like there has to be like, he has to be not. You still just don't feel comfortable admitting like, yes, I would like to have sex with that person or something like that.
What do you think would make you feel more comfortable, or what's causing the discomfort?
I think it was just growing up. It was still so taboo growing up for me anyway. I think one thing that's helped, which we talk about in book club a lot, is like the spicy books. That kind of stuff has really made it seem like, okay, every woman feels this way. It's just a lot of us weren't going to say it, but now we're all reading Guitar or whatever where this is coming up. So it's getting better about it. But I have noticed in the interviews with myself, I'm still hesitant, even though I'm fully confident. I'm still hesitant to come out and say like, sure, I would have sex on a first date if it was good, like, or if I felt like it was going to be nice, or if I felt a connection with that person.
Because you feel like that's like wrong.
Right. I think I'm hopeful that women growing up nowadays don't feel that way, but I think it was still that way growing up for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For sure. And you were raised by somebody my age, and we were that was directly taught. Yeah, I mean, you're a whore, you're a slut. These were conversations we had with our family, and it was like, if you let him touch your boobs, you're a slut. And it was like, wow, okay. Yeah. I really like when somebody touches my boobs. They're so cute. Come on. Get on. So yeah, it's such a unique, and it's like, how do we change this narrative and make people feel more comfortable with their sexuality, and what is the push here? What do you think?
I mean, such a good question. I think part of it is just like Jordan said, women starting to feel more confident and getting rid of the stereotypes. And I do think the younger generation's doing that better than my people did. That there is a big push back against slut shaming, that, guys don't have that same label or that same stigma. And I think younger people are pushing back on it now, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. And so how does somebody connect with you? I know you have Dateable.com. What all are y'all doing in your program?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I started Get Dateable, my vision was that it would be an in-person program for any singles that were 30 and up. I quickly realized that was very ambitious of me, and that was too broad of an audience. So I got accepted into this sort of like a mini MBA program, for lack of a better term, at UT at Macomb School of Business, and they really encouraged us to narrow down our target market. And so selfishly, I just thought like, oh, who do I enjoy talking to? I like talking to women, older women. So we've narrowed our target market to women 45 and up right now. And rather than matching them with someone, which I realized, I'm going to have thousands of people to be a matchmaker. So what we're doing instead is really coaching people on how to become their most dateable selves. And I created an assessment that was based on some research I did with single people, partnered people, and therapists, kind of finding out what do you find most desirable in a partner? Like for therapists, what are the signs of good mental health that you see in your clients? And so I created an assessment based on that so people can sort of figure out, oh, here are my deficits. Here are the things that I need to work on. And then we give them coaching to help them work on those things so that they're attracting the right kind of partner.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I know you're focused on 45 and up, but can a Jordan do your assessment?
Anyone can do the assessment. It's free. It's on our website, which is just getdateable.com.
Yeah.
I also want to say the word dateable is the word date and the word able. Sometimes people miss the E in the middle and it takes you to something else that's not us.
It's hardcore porn. Just
Hardcore
joking.
porn. Right. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Good dateable.
Unfortunately, I think it has something to do with data.
So nice.
It's not as exciting as hardcore porn.
Yeah, no. That's so crazy. And you have your own practice, and tell us about what your focus is on your practice. I know you do relationships, all relationships, not just
Right. Not just romantic relationships or partnerships. Yeah, the focus of my practice is on relationships and communication. So helping people just interact more effectively with the people in their lives, whether that's their partner, like their significant other, whether it's a sibling or a parent or a boss or a coworker, or just helping them navigate relationships in a more effective way.
And I know you have groups. Carrie shared that you have some really good, powerful groups. What kind of groups do you have in your practice?
Yeah, so right now the groups that I have in my practice are specific, they're women specific. So I've run co-ed groups in the past, and I just something really powerful happens when a group of women get together and support each other.
Okay.
And yeah, and it could be, like you said, Jordan, in a book club, it could be in a social setting, but it's just that consistency of meeting with the same people repeatedly and knowing that you're going to show up on Thursday night and everyone's going to be there, and being able to be yourself and not have to put on airs, and you're going to get genuine feedback. You're going to get challenged. You're going to get supported. You're going to get asked questions to think deeper about your situation. So the other thing that's a little bit unique about my groups that not all therapists have this. I know some therapists have a rule that people are not allowed to contact each other outside the group setting. And to me, we're living our lives like all the other days and hours of the week. Why wouldn't you want support during those times too? So I actually give people assignments to contact each other outside of group. I encourage that. So they become friends. I have folks that met in a group of mine, 20 something years ago that are still best friends today. So that's always really heartwarming to see.
I love that. And how long have you been practicing? Did you say 25 years?
About 25 years. Yeah, actually, maybe a little more than that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, since late 90s was when I got my license. Yeah.
And so while I was researching Dr. Kyle, I realized that we both went to high school together, and she went to Johnston. I did. And I did see your two beautiful boys, very handsome. And I couldn't believe it. So were you on the dance team at Johnston?
I was a Johnston cadet. Were you also?
I was for 1 year, and then I went into cheerleading with Dion. I saw that we have a mutual friend, Dion, and we actually interviewed Dion for all the nonprofit work she does. So we have an episode of her coming up. Such a small world. How crazy. So what part of town did you grow up in?
Oak Hill. So
I live behind the Oak Hill baseball fields.
Okay, so I lived in Scenic Brook, if you know where.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So are you still a Southie, or did you jump the river?
No, I'm still a Southie.
Nice.
I live in Zilker area now.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Jody.
Yeah, what about you?
I live behind the Oak Hill baseball fields.
Oh, still?
I grew up on Brody, and then live behind the Oak Hill baseball fields now.
Oh, okay.
But my sister teaches at Zilker, and so we're in the Zilker neighborhood all the time. Yeah.
So fun. I'll have to figure where I live so you can pop by.
Yeah. Did your boys go to Zilker?
Yes, I actually have a daughter as well. I just didn't mention her because she was not included in the white male conversation. But yes, so my kids did go to Zilker.
Oh, that's great. Oh, it's the 75th anniversary of Zilker Elementary is coming up. Isn't that
I
crazy?
just loved that school because my kids' classes always looked like a little diversity experiment.
It's
They were
so
literally like a third white, a third black, and a third Latino, with a few Asian kids sprinkled in the mix as well. So it was such a great experience for them.
It was like Johnston all over again. The
Yeah.
social economic changes and the diversity. Your neighborhood's changing. It's not as diverse anymore, but
Not as diverse anymore.
it's still incredible. Where what's your favorite restaurant?
Oh gosh. I mean, we go to Matt's a lot because it's only a few blocks from our house. We go to Maudie's a lot,
I did it.
They're
I
on
did it.
I know. We're gonna have to make that a new drinking game. However, Shelly can work Matt's into a conversation, and she probably didn't even know you were gonna say it.
I know. I mean, it's just a gimme. It's just a gimme. That's so awesome. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Did you marry an Austinite, or do you have a partner that's from Austin?
My partner did well. Yes to both questions and to different people.
Okay.
So I did marry an Austinite. My kid's dad is also an Austin native.
Okay.
And my current partner also grew up in Austin, but
Oh,
we did not know each other during our growing up years, but we met afterwards. Yes.
Did you go to Aquafest? Did your parents
Oh,
allow?
yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, I have a story that one of my friends was in a porta potty at Aquafest, and the guys from our class came and tipped it over while he was inside. Yeah. That is like the worst. Yeah.
That is just cruel.
Yeah.
I have a unique story related. A teacher from Zilker, how small world is this? A teacher from Zilker was at an ACL, and the porta potty got shook up, and he had some material on him, and he gets free passes to ACL for the rest of his life.
Whoa. I don't know let me think about whether that would be worth it or not.
I don't know.
Would you be willing to be covered in someone else's shit for free ACL passes? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on when it was kind of like, was it the rainy poop season where everybody had manure on them the whole time, or was it
Right.
just like
Had the porta potty just been emptied, or was it full?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have lots of porta potty stories. We'll wait until Jody's back on because she has a disgusting one. But that's incredible. What a small world. Carrie Keith has raved about you for years and years and years. And so, she was like, when I was telling her about Single Ready to Mingle, she was like, you have to get Dr. Kyle on. She's all about dating and relationships.
Oh,
and so
nice. Please call me Sarah too, by the way.
okay. Well, I want people to know you're a doctor.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
In we were talking about book club and stuff, and we Jordan and I both love to read, and I do think the racy books have affected sexuality as well. Is that women are getting their kicks on a book, and a man isn't always needed, or our partner isn't needed. And so I think now that we can openly read 50 Shades of Grey and have a conversation about it, that women are like, well, I mean, do I have to share a house with somebody because they're dirty and I don't want to do that? It's like
no partner necessary.
No partner necessary. And do you see anything along those lines that women are satisfying themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. What I actually see is that women are having more sex with their partners because of those books. So they're like, late at night reading ACOTAR or reading 50 Shades of Grey, and then they're like tapping their partner like, hey, are you awake? So they are, I think that men, well, partners in general, I was going to say men, but I think partners in general are probably fairly happy that women are reading these books because, they're getting laid more often. So
Okay, pro tip, guys, get our partners, get some sexy books out there.
yeah,
Get those
buy
sexy books,
buy
fire
the whole set.
Yeah, put it on the nightstand and let them go to town.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love to see on Instagram is like, I showed my partner this scene and asked him to recreate it type thing.
I don't know about the wings and
Maybe not the
wings,
wings, certain thing. Or you know what is the funniest one? And I just read this book is Lights Out, which is what it's an
Oh, I read that
easier
one.
of the dark romance type books, but like I just can't imagine asking someone like, "Hey, can you put on a mask and pretend to break into the house?" And like, but I see so many people on Instagram that are like, "I asked my partner to do this."
Yeah, you act this out for me. I was reading A Court of Thorns and Roses on a plane, and I remember like looking behind me because I was so afraid someone was reading over my shoulder. Like, is there a child behind me that can see what I'm reading right now?
Yes, I'm a
God,
Kindle
awkward
reader
now.
too, so it's like lit up. If I'm holding it, like,
Yes,
they could easily be reading it. So I have to read like covered up.
totally.
Yeah.
You have to like put the privacy screen on.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so funny. I don't know if y'all have seen this on the social media where a husband's like sitting at the dining table and the wife's like listening to her audiobook and like cleaning the dishes and everything. And he imagines and he grabbed her and kissed her and hugged her, and then it pops into his Bluetooth and it's like he stuck his shaft in her lady cars, and he's just like, "What the hell are you listening to?" It's
Yeah, you gotta hope that one doesn't accidentally transfer to like the, Sonos speaker in your living room.
exactly. You gotta lock them in, ladies. Don't
Pay attention, kids.
don't let that float around for sure.
Right.
That's so
Mommy's
incredible.
listening to a story right now.
I'm reading to myself. Give me a moment.
That's right.
I do have listening to the audiobooks and it's like, oh, it's getting ready to be a sexy part. I'm gonna have to pause this for later.
Right.
I can't be in the kitchen. I can't be in the kitchen right now. I think people can tell I have no poker face that is like, whoa, mama's getting worked up right now. It's like,
I love it.
take it
I
to your
love it.
room. Oh man. Well, how do you feel about dating apps?
Yeah. I got into a relationship with my partner kind of before dating apps were really a thing. I mean, they existed, but I never used dating apps. To me, I'm an extrovert, and so they always seem really fun. So I'm always wanting to live vicariously through my friends and being like, "Hey, let's get on and swipe through." And everyone, without fail, I don't know one single person who is excited about dating on the apps. Everyone has like an eye roll, like, they're terrible. And it's baffling to me. I'm like, no, this seems so fun. You could just like meet a new person every single day. And they're like, no, because you have to weed through all these like terrible candidates to find one that's decent. So I think they are misrepresented because people think it's a way to find a partner, but the app's goal is to keep you on and they've gamified them. They want to keep you swiping. They don't want you to find a partner really, because then they go out. If everyone found a partner, they'd go out of business, right? So
Very interesting.
I think that they can be a useful tool, but I think you have to know how to use them correctly. And that's the part that people are missing. Like they don't know how to filter things out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I definitely do not know
stories.
how to filter things out. So
Okay,
Mine-
we can
I
talk
was-
more
I-
about that, Jordan.
I like, it's funny that you bring that up because I texted my 2 college roommates last night and it was some funny meme about bad reactions to Hinge, and it was like, this is me every 6 weeks when I re-download Hinge and try it out for a couple days before I hate it.
That's exactly like everyone has this very consistent pattern. Like they get on the apps and they're like, no, these are terrible. I'm totally getting off. And they delete them. And then a week later, they're like, I don't know how else I'm going to meet somebody. I'm going to re-download them. And it's just this repeated pattern. So I had a guy, this is a common scenario. So if one of my clients happens to be listening, I'm not talking about you. It could have been anyone.
It was Carrie. It was Carrie. We can
So I had a guy come in who is married and gets on the apps to entertain himself. He's not planning on having an affair. He doesn't want to meet anyone. He gets on, meets women, and chats them up. And then when they push to meet in person, he ghosts them. And this is his entertainment. And so he doesn't realize that what he's doing for fun is really damaging to people.
Well, he's jacking with the algorithm.
Exactly. Not only that, but people get excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I finally met someone nice and he's handsome. And of course, it's not his picture on there. Someone he uses a fake picture. But he's smart, he's articulate, he's engaging. And these women are like, oh my gosh, I think I found the one. And then he disappears. So sometimes I feel like I have, like, that guy comes in and tells me this story. And then my next client is a woman who says, I met this great guy and then he ghosted me. I'm like, yeah, it was the married guy who was just in here before. That they don't, men, I mean, and I guess women do this too, but the ones that I have crossed paths with are men, and they don't realize that what they're doing is actually harmful. To them, it's just fun and entertaining.
It's just a game. It's like, how many likes can I get in one day?
Yep.
And how many swipes can I get? And I can't imagine what their partner thinks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think their partner knows about it.
Yeah. Wow. Very, very interesting. I have no doubt. I've heard from a couple of friends, like, they've been on a couple different apps, and it's always the same. It's the same 20 people, and it's like that has to be so frustrating, and it has to be so discouraging. It's like, I give up. I'm just not even gonna try anymore. I'm gonna, what is, like, a pro tip you have for somebody, like, dating? It's like, leave the damn house.
Yeah, it's really true. I mean, this sounds, kind of trite, but go do things that you like doing, because guess what? You're going to meet someone who also likes doing that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe you don't meet the partner of your dreams there, but that person's got friends too. And so the more exposure you have to activities that you like, you're going to meet people you like, and those people have no other people. And so it just exponentially increases your odds of meeting your person.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is, for people who are dating online, meet the person in person as soon as possible. I know women get scared because what if it is a, creepy axe murderer or something, but you get less game players if you're willing to just go ahead and meet the person. So go have a coffee. That's my suggestion, is that keep alcohol out of the mix right at the beginning, because you don't want your judgment to be impaired by alcohol. You don't want, you want to see that person in the sober light of day. And coffee's short. Like, you're not committing a whole evening of dinner. Coffee's cheap. You're paying $6. It's low risk and low commitment. And then if you like the person, then you do something bigger and, have more extended time with them.
But do it sooner is what I'm hearing, because I feel like they're going back and forth for, 3 or 4 weeks. And then you're all worked up about somebody, and then you go and have coffee, and they don't look anything like who you thought you were meeting. Or, it's obviously not jiving, but you just spent 3 weeks getting worked up about something. And it's like,
And then times it might be the married guy who are going to show up to an in-person date anyway. So it's like, get right out of the chute tomorrow. Let's go have a coffee. Don't text back and forth endlessly, because you don't know who that person is, if they're who they say they are. You don't know if you're going to like them. You don't know if they are anything like their profile. So that sort of leads me into another pro tip, which is, it leads me into a few other pro tips. One is, don't put something in your profile that's inauthentic. For men, they lie about their height. Okay, this is ridiculous. Do you think if you said you were 6'2" and you meet this person and you're 5'10", you think she's not going to notice that you're 4 inches shorter than you said in your profile? But on the flip side of that is, women, stop being ridiculous that someone being 6'2" is your criteria for dating them.
Yeah, agreed.
Their height is not going to make you a successful, that is not going to create a successful relationship.
We have had this conversation on quite a few of our single ready to mingles, and it's very hilarious. And then we discovered the 666. Do you know about the 666?
No, tell me.
Oh, I mean, you need to.
It's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income. What's the other 6?
6 inches.
Oh, 6. Really? That's it?
At least 6
Sorry.
inches. Yeah, so funny.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's you made a baby somehow, so
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, interesting. Yeah, the 666. So, Jordan, would you rule someone out based on their?
No, and that's funny. I was their first single ready to mingle interview, and so I was super nervous. But like, height for me wasn't a thing. I told them my biggest thing. I am a curvy girl, so I just want someone that makes me feel dainty. That's all that I care about. You know, like
He can't be
that's
like
all that I
a
care.
skinny toothpick guy. That
And then maybe it still works out if he is. That's just like my initial attraction is not necessarily that, you know, but it is funny. No, height was just never, I mean, I'm 5'6". It's not like I'm super tall or super short.
Yeah.
But that's never been a thing to me. Probably because like one of my first boyfriends in high school too was like 5'2", and I'm still 5'6". So like it's never really been a thing for me. But
yeah,
I didn't realize till going through this like how important that is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so women make it a thing so that men feel like they have to lie about it. I had a really interesting situation with our initial Get Dateable beta test group was made up of men and women, and they met each other in person not to match with each other, but to, you know, have coaching, like group coaching sessions and learn from each other. So one of the women in the group had the criteria that she needed the guy to be 6 feet tall. She met a guy online, said he was 6 feet tall. She met him in person and he was not 6 feet tall, but she really, really liked him. So what she learned from that was, oh, I need to stop making this a criteria. But what she also learned is that someone who will lie about their height in their profile will also lie about other things. And so this guy turned out to be a liar, a short liar.
Yeah, surely.
You know, but it was a good learning lesson all the way around, because she learned that this thing she thought was so important wasn't really, because when she met the guy, he was handsome, he seemed really nice, and she doesn't need that to be a criteria anymore. But the lying thing was important, because right out of the chute, he told you something that wasn't true. So what else do you think he's going to lie about?
Well, and was he, I mean, intentionally lying? Because I used to be 5'2.5", but now I'm 5'1.5". If I've been on the if I've been on the dating app for a while,
height, 4 inches of height, something.
Oh, 4 inches.
He was like 5'10".
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was intentional. And he's told her afterward, he said, I put that I'm 6 feet because so many women make that a criteria that okay. But this guy also happened to say he didn't have kids. And
he was a liar. He was a liar.
Yeah.
Liar.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think I would forgive the height thing, but the kids. I was like, no,
well, for sure, the kid's unforgivable. But the idea is that if you're being inauthentic from the very beginning, that doesn't set a good precedent. So the other thing that people do is they'll put a picture of themselves from 10 years ago or 20 pounds ago.
Yeah.
Do you think the person's not going to notice, like, oh, you don't look 30, you actually look 45, or, you know, oh, you don't weigh this, you actually weigh that. It's like, when they meet you, they're going to know anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But I love your tip of straight out of the chute, go have some coffee, meet this person. Don't waste another moment of the back and forth, especially when there's people out there just playing this game of, I just like the chase or whatever. Go have a coffee. You call them out on it. And I think that would streamline a lot of this. Okay, so Jordan is very, very social. She just moved to a new town. However, she also is a little bit of an introvert. No offense. She loves books. She's real nerdy. You know,
I have 3 dogs that I like to hang out with at home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And in her single ready to mingle, she says, how am I going to meet somebody in my backyard while I'm sitting in the back reading my book? And, you know, how do you do it? So somebody that's introverted, and nowadays today's, where do you go? What do? You don't have church. You don't have the family thing going.
And on the tail end of that question too, the whole hyper independent thing, because nowadays I have a job, I can support myself, I have friends that I like my books, I do have ways to fill my time. So in theory, I've spent a lot of time by myself. I'm comfortable being by myself. Not that I would not like to have a partner. But also just like one thing that sometimes I think about is, how would I integrate this person into my life now? Because I have been so set in my individual independent ways. Like one thing that always becomes a nervous is, how do I fit another person in here now?
It's such a great question. So one of the things I suggest is that you practice physically creating space. So like if you want a partner in your house where you live now, create a little space in your closet or create a little space in your drawers. Like practice physically creating that space for them.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck with all those shoes.
I know.
Yeah. Like what pieces of furniture would you be willing to move or part with if someone else, like if they had a favorite couch that they loved or a favorite painting that they wanted to hang on the walls, like where, just be thinking consciously about where would those things go? And how do you create space if every night of your week is filled with something, whether even if it's reading in your backyard? Consciously think to yourself like, hey, this is one of those times when it would be really great to go have dinner with someone. And think about like practice creating the mental space for that.
That's incredible. I love that
so much.
I think that's so smart, because I do feel, and I'm sure you see it in your practice, Dr. Kyle, is that women have done such a great job of becoming squads and tribes, and you know, I say this, and Jordan and Becca and others, their friend group is so good that a partner's not necessarily needed to have a beautiful life. And so it has to be somebody that brings their A game and gets along with the squad. And so are you seeing that more with this, you know, your clients now, is that they have their people, and a partner is a bonus instead of.
And I think that's actually a great thing, because it's like, if you know, this idea that someone else completes you,
no way,
isn't setting you up for success. It's like, no, I'm totally complete and whole and I have a great life. And it would be awesome to have a bonus person to fit into that. I don't need that person in order to feel happy. I'm already happy, and this would be a great addition.
Yeah.
It's starting from a position of strength, not deficit.
Exactly. And I have a partner that definitely, I was very independent, and I was like, I have no desire to get married or have kids. Here I am. And you know, you know, we've had conversations where I'm like, I don't need you. I want you. And that's that's a beautiful place to be. But as a man, he had a hard time with it. He was like, no, I need you to need me. And I was like, well, I honestly don't need anybody. I'm a good package, and so I'm good by myself. And so it's very interesting, and I can't imagine dating, you know, now, where it's like, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate a Jordan, a Becca, that they already have their squad, they have their tribe, and it's not just women, they have a posse of everybody, and it's like, we're making that room for that partner.
Yep, absolutely. I read a quote one time that said, it takes a very good partner to be better than no partner at all. And I think that's so true. It's like, you don't want some scrub.
Wow. That
I
is
love that.
That is the line of the century right there.
Oh, that's great.
And I don't even remember who the quote was by, but I liked it.
Oh
so.
my gosh, that is so true. And I hope this next generation does not feel like, because I felt this, is everybody's getting married, I'm the old maid. And, you know, that was such a negative thing. Jordan, do y'all feel that way? Or are you like, I'm good?
No, I think one thing I think is nice is it has gone to where, like, everyone's okay being the cool aunt that travels the world and has their own job and does cool stuff, and we're fine. I'm fine. Like I was saying, like I'm okay being single. I think it would be nice to have a partner, but I don't feel any pressure anymore to find someone.
Well, and I love what you're doing right now. Jordan had a doctor's appointment, and so she's sitting at a coffee house right now having this very open conversation. So you're sending it out to the universe saying, I'm over here. I'm over here looking for a partner. You better bring your A game.
Yeah.
That's so incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm Dr. Kyle. What else would you like to share with us? What would you like to go out into the universe through the podcast?
Something else that I thought of that's been kind of a hot topic is who pays for the date.
Yes.
When I said that I suggested that people go have a coffee. It's funny, and I'm always surprised at this. And I don't know, Shelly, you're a little bit younger than I am, but we grew up in a time
barely.
we're like, we were taught to be independent. Like, we were taught to not need a man and that sort of thing. Whenever I suggest like going for a coffee, women are the ones that bristle, and they're like, no, you better be taking me out to a nice dinner. And it's funny because talking to men about it, they feel expected to pay.
Yeah.
And to take women out to a nice dinner. So in our beta group for Get Dateable, I had women that would say, if I was paying for the date or even paying for myself, I would have gone on 50% of the dates I went on last year, because half the time I knew I didn't like the guy. I just knew I was going to get a free dinner out of it.
Oh, and that's the other side of the pendulum, where you're shifting the diagram there. You're making, you want the man to be the patriarch, and then you're mad that he's the patriarch.
Don't want him to be the that's exactly it. So it's like, why, because of your gender, why would you be expected to pay? And I guess the benefit of being in a same-sex relationship is there's no fixed role, like I should pay or you should pay.
Yeah.
But why would you expect someone else that you've never met before to drop $100 or $200 on your dinner? That just makes no sense to me. But this comes up a lot. And women, more surprisingly, men are like, yep, I feel like I should pay because I'm the dude. And women are like, yep, you should pay because you're the dude. It's like, what?
But then we asked all of the singles that question. We were like, who is expected to pay? And it was so interesting to hear the dialogue. It was so...
What did they say?
The men were scared. Most of them were scared to say, I would like to pay. But I understand. And because they grew up with us. These are older guys. And they were like, we are the man, and we were taught we are supposed to pay. And so
I'm a gentleman, so I'm gonna pay. I think that came up a couple times, which that's great. But I thought I'm a gentleman, I'm gonna pay.
But they were
a weird stereotype. I mean, what a weird gender role. Like, why?
Yeah. But they were scared. The crazy thing is, they were scared to say it. They were like, I would like to pay. And it was like,
those women want them to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Aggressive young women want men to pay for dates. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
That's so funny, because mine, I think, like, my age group answer was like, I think, like, I will at least offer to split it because I can. Like, if you would like to pay, if it's something important to you, or you want to, then you cover it. But like, I would at least offer. But I think that goes back to an extent being like independent woman, like I can handle myself type thing.
Yeah. And is that intimidating? Is that intimidating to the masculine? Are they intimidated by that? I don't know. It's such a unique. I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's so weird that it's even a factor. I always try to pay my way, and I think I love Becca's answer. It was like, I always pay my way because I don't want them to expect anything from me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
because there is often some expectation. And when men are being honest, they kind of admit it. They're like, well, I dropped all this money on you. Like, the least I could do is take you back to my place after I go back to your place.
Yeah, and give me a blowy. They're like,
yeah. So Jordan, if a guy said, hey, I'd like to treat you to dinner, let me pay, would you say, thank you so much, I'll get it next time? Or, hey, let me buy drinks after dinner. Or like, would you offer some reciprocity if it was someone you were interested in seeing again?
I think I would. I would at least offer. Like,
Yeah.
I again, it's been a while since I've been on like a proper date, but I would at least offer. Like, I feel also like, um, I am curious how you think like their answer would be like, oh no, don't cover it, or like, oh, that'd be great. Like, I don't think that would affect how I answer, but I'm curious how people would be like, oh, if he's like, oh yeah, you can pay for the next thing. If a person would be like, red flag, no, thank you. Like if
I don't think
they
so.
told you, okay,
Most guys want to pay, or that I've found they want to pay and they appreciate the offer. Like at
Okay.
least the woman
That's what
reaching
we've
for her
heard.
wallet, or the woman saying like, hey, you got dinner, let me pay the valet, or something along those lines. So
No.
yeah, I just don't think it should be expected that someone else should buy your meal that you don't even know.
sure.
I mean, after you're dating a while, then yeah, you treat each other, but why would you pay for a $200 dinner for a stranger? I just am baffled by that idea.
Agreed. And I think, I mean, even with your tribe and everything, Jordan, I feel like everybody pitches in, or you pick up this tab, I'll pick up the next tab. That's how it should be.
Right. Why does it have to be any different on a date if when you're going out with
Exactly.
the girls, everyone gets a round of drinks? Like, why is it not,
Yeah.
I'll get
Right.
this, and then next time I get this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you wouldn't expect if you were going out with your girlfriends
Yeah.
that someone would pay for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that comes up a lot. And I'm always surprised because I think it's women in my age group that are more independent and would insist on paying for ourselves more. And younger women like expect the dude to pay.
Not this group, not this group. All the young
Yeah.
women were
Good.
like, they were like, no, I want to pay. I don't want to be locked in. I don't want to, the younger women, the older women, in their, 50s and above, they were like, well, I mean, I think it's nice if he pays the first date, and then, but I usually try, I always offer, and so it's just such an interesting dynamic. I was like,
Yeah.
whoever asks pays. If somebody's like, hey, let's go have coffee,
Yeah.
I'm gonna at least offer to pay for your coffee. If
Yeah.
you ask me out, if you were like, hey, let's go meet at Jack Allen's, then you pay. If that's
Yeah.
that's your choice, and so I mean, that's how it would be with a friend. I don't, but I think that's such an interesting. I can't believe we're still hung up on it at this.
That's what I'm saying. That's so
it's
funny to me that is still, that's something that comes up so much, Dr. Kyle, with you, when you think like it just,
It's like, did they not see the Barbie movie? Didn't they not see
not that important. It doesn't seem like something that so many people would get hung up on because
so many.
But that's great.
Whenever we do a social media post about it, or whenever we talk about it publicly, we get so much engagement about it because this is a hot button topic.
So interesting. And I do feel like it emasculates men when you are like, I feel like some men would have a problem with it, and it would be like a flag is like, oh, she's a feminist or whatever. And like, I think some men are even scared to open a door now. Like, how they don't know how to navigate it, and here's an opportunity for us to spell it out for everybody. It's like, let's define it.
Yeah, the spelling out is kindness. And so it's not, don't define it by gender, but define it by kindness. If you see someone walking up to a door, then walk up and open it for them. It's not like I'm male and you're female, therefore I'm going to do this for you. But like, if you see an older person or a smaller person, or, thinking about, like, I just got back from traveling and seeing how people behave on an airplane, like this older woman's trying to put her luggage up and all these dudes are standing around and no one offers to help her. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to jump in and help her because I can.
Exactly.
That's just a kind thing to do. And you shouldn't be like, well, what if she thinks I'm, being a chauvinist? It's like, no, people appreciate kindness.
I agree.
It's not that I think you can't do it for yourself, but yeah, if I can lend you a hand, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, I have a child with a disability, and so I understand the hesitation because people do overcompensate, and it's like, let him do it. He's capable of doing it. And so we have to have that conversation with the community a lot. And it's like, but I always appreciate the try
Or you
And
could
so,
ask, like, hey, can I give you a hand with that? If the
yeah,
person says no, then you're like, okay, but
yeah,
hey, can I get the door for you?
yeah.
Sure, thank you. That sort of thing. Just asking and getting consent and being aware of your surroundings. I think that's really the key, more than like, I'm a dude, I should open the door. Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, this is exactly what we're talking about on all of these single ready to mingle. So this is timely, and people can get Dateable and go do the what is it, a questionnaire? Is it a
The
questionnaire?
assessment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so we're gonna
Anyone
send that
can do
link.
that. You get some great information that'll help you figure out what next steps you should take. And if you happen to be in the demographic that we're addressing right now, eventually we are going to expand it to different age ranges and also to expand it back to including men. But for now, we're focused on women 45 and up, but anyone
Well,
can take the assessment.
oh, good. And can anyone, like, if somebody's contemplating divorce and they want to get ahead of the game, should they go on there? It's like, I need to get prepared and just like asking for a friend, asking for a friend. You know who you are.
You don't have to be single. I mean, really, it's funny. I have a friend who is a business coach, and she said, can I just use this assessment for my clients? It's a helpful tool just to figure out in general if there are things that you could be doing to better your relationship. So yes, anyone can jump on and take the assessment.
Okay. Very interesting. Did you hear that? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. If you have anything new coming up and you want to share it on the podcast, I mean, we're Ram girls. We can jump you on anytime, and we'd love to have you. And I hope to see you at Matt's.
Thank you. I'm sure we will see each other at Matt's. And I also, Jordan, I'm going to go back and listen to your episode. I listened to the one with, oh gosh, well, I can't think of his name now. The guy,
Steve,
the most recent Steve. And I already have someone in mind. So I'm going to send that podcast link to someone who I think might be interested. So I'll do the same for you, Jordan.
Oh, that's
okay.
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Please listen to all of them. They're so good. And yeah, Steve was the one who was like, I don't know. I mean, he would love to pay. But he's like, I don't know if I should say that out loud. I don't know how people are gonna feel about it. And so but he's just a big gigantic love bug. So yes, and Carrie knows him.
Okay, I'm going to pass the link. I have someone in mind already, so I'm going to pass it along.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Say it, Jordan. Sign us out.
Oh, Texas. Yeehaw!